welcome back to another episode of Think About It Thursday. Today we got a good one, and I'm just going to start off by saying predictive programming. Has anyone ever heard of the term predictive programming?
Not until recently.
I haven't
either.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick definition, and I'm going to run a clip real quick. So, according to Webster, predictive programming is the conditioning of the human mind where a subtle form of psychology conditioning provided by the media and acquainted to the public with planned societal changes to implement by our leaders as described by Alan Watt. If you don't believe in predictive programming, little Timmy, roll the clip. This is the Boondocks.
Tonight, civil unrest explodes in several major American cities. There have been reports of fires, looting, and violence in the streets, all over a fast food promotion gone terribly wrong. As the first customers tasted the new secret recipe, reviews were stellar.
Yo, nigga, this is better. Yo, put this in your mouth, man. Eat it.
But early on in the day, there were signs of trouble. Impatient crowds, drive-through lines stretching for miles, scuffles between tired and hungry customers.
How you gonna say you got chicken and you ain't got no chicken? You knew y'all was gonna do this for a year. How am I supposed to feed my family now? I want my chicken. My babies want their chicken.
I can't believe after all that, no chicken. I always miss out on the hot new thing.
All right, that was a clip from the Boondocks. Now, did anybody see any similarities in some things that we were going through a couple years ago?
The Popeye's chicken sandwich. Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Let's talk about the chicken sandwich then. Little Timmy, roll the clip for them. What really happened in the real world?
The incident involving the Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich.
After you bag it up, don't push me.
This was at a mall in Nashville. Man repeatedly punches a woman after an argument while the two were in line. Now, witnesses say she did shove that man first. This was just the latest in a string of violent incidents at Popeye's locations since the re-release of their spicy chicken sandwich. Last week in Columbia, Tennessee, an employee body slamming a woman to the ground, breaking 6 of her ribs, her kneecap, and shattering her arm. Anger management experts advise people step back, think about your actions before acting in anger.
But that isn't it, little Timmy. Roll some more footage for them. Little Timmy, you didn't get the clip loaded up yet? 1 second from my tech person.
Hey, look, county jail's chicken sandwich is way worse than this, so don't do this kind of thing. We've told you about how popular the Popeye's chicken sandwich is. The sign here on the door says it all. Be right back. They don't have any chicken sandwiches. But you know what? Apparently, one group went inside the store asking for the sandwich. They were told no. The customer became so angry, he actually pulled out a gun. Police say there were 5 adults who came in. They also had a baby with them. They walked into the store around 9 o'clock last night to order chicken sandwiches. No big deal, right? Well, the thing is, the manager explained they don't have any chicken sandwiches. They were all sold out. Then things got way out of hand. One of the guys had a gun. He wasn't taking no for an answer. Police say he turned violent and pulled that gun.
One of the males became enraged, pulled a pistol, demanded a chicken sandwich. The manager repeated they were out. The several suspects
demanding a chicken sandwich.
So look, the suspects drove off in a blue SUV. They didn't have any sandwiches. The guy who pulled the gun, however, does have something coming his way. Police say he could be charged with aggravated assault because he pulled that weapon. Reporting live, Jeff Ealing, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Okay, everybody, let's talk about the chicken sandwich. How does that make you feel, Patsy?
Like, it's stupid to bring out a gun over a sandwich. if they out of the sandwiches, they obviously had it, but was sold out. Come on, really? It's like, why are people getting mad over sandwiches? Go to the next Popeyes.
Dukes, would you like to say something?
Well, I was just looking at when you showed the first clip and then the last three. I guess the first clip, I'm assuming, was before all of this took place.
Yes, the first clip is actually from 2012, and the clips that we were watching was from 2020.
I mean, a chicken sandwich, a chicken drum, a chicken thigh, a chicken breast. I mean, all of the episodes was just nonsense.
So the cartoon was filmed 8 years before the actual event. And this is why we're talking about predictive programming. Do you guys think that us watching that episode or being geared towards that episode has something to do with people knowing what's going to end up happening in planned events?
I have to say, Kentucky Fried Chicken never made me feel that way. And after all of this happened,
well, hold on, Uncle D. When they came out with the snacker, I remember the lines being like that in Kentucky Fried Chicken too.
Yeah, but I was saying from a personal experience. So now you're gonna have to have me expand it. There has been no type of fast food that made me react in that way. I mean, they got a saying about makes you want to smack your mama. Ain't nothing that anybody cooked outside of my mama's house to make me want to smack anybody.
Finger licking good.
Somebody else. But I digress. But what I was gonna say too, it actually had a reverse effect on me. After seeing all that, the first time when all that was going down years ago, I felt bad for our community, and it made me not even want to. I didn't even want to know what all the hoopla was about at that point because I was turned off.
I didn't even want to try the sandwich after that.
Right, I was actually scared to try the sandwich.
I never had that sandwich in my life.
Me neither.
So
had that about it.
I tried the sandwich in Florida. It was really good though.
It was good. Now, don't get me wrong. I just wonder, like with the footage that in 2012, right? We seen actual footage. Then in the other clips, it's like it's real. A lot of the hearsay, and I guess I don't always believe what the news or the media says anymore. So I sometimes feel like the same way now, especially in the era that we're in, there's always a little bit more milking to it that they want to do just to make us feel like we're going so crazy over a chicken sandwich, because everybody on this call, we're saying we didn't go crazy, but they're trying to make it appear to the masses that we're going so crazy over this chicken sandwich. Like,
you know why we didn't go crazy, yo? Because we was born up where chicken is the mainstay, and it was good chicken. You know, we didn't have to go outside our home. You can go to any one of our family members' house and you can get good chicken. You might have got body slammed if you took that piece of chicken without permission. But you know, that we wasn't having battle royals in the backyard over chicken.
Maybe the fish.
No. The fish fry is crazy. The fish fry is crazy. We won't even talk. That's a whole nother topic.
I believe I got one more clip to show you guys of the predictive programming from the Boondocks cartoon. Little Timmy.
We have been able to determine that preliminarily that this is related to the release of the sandwich here at this restaurant.
Yeah, of course.
That this individual was in a line specifically for the sale of the sandwich when another customer and he got into an altercation, and that ended with the victim being stabbed outside of the business. Knowing these details and knowing what happened here and knowing that a life was taken, It is hard to put into words. I can't find the right words to describe what this man did.
Well, goddamn shit. It don't make no sense.
Are y'all talking about chicken sandwiches on this podcast?
What's going on, Killer? If you're late, you just joined in. We're talking about predictive programming.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I see some chicken shit on my line.
You might have missed the first video. The first video of the Boondocks. In 2012, they had a similar clip to the chaos that was going on over the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Sandwich wasn't even all that.
So do we think that it's normal that people behave like this? Killer?
It's 9-5 for life.
Fix your mic.
Uncle Rob, would you like to give your opinion on this?
That sandwich wasn't even all that. And I ain't even eat none of that damn sandwich, and I know it wasn't even all that for people be acting the way they acted over that damn shit.
I don't think it's a chicken sandwich. I think people, we all know, you know what I mean? A long line.
Do you guys think that was normal behavior?
No.
Did we behave normally?
No, not at all.
No.
No, it wasn't normal behavior. I think that it was a deeper underlying issue about this whole predictive behavior with the chicken. Chicken is supposed to be something equated to Black Americans. They say that Black folks love chicken. They think that we act like animals over things that we love. And so if you look at the commercials and look at everything that was being shown, it show us acting foolish over chicken.
So I'm gonna read the definition for you guys. Go ahead, finish, Tony. I'm sorry.
They already equate us as thinking that we don't know how to act, that we're threatening. Even the women, the Black women, they see us as threatening, and we don't know how to control ourselves. We don't know how to carry ourselves. They always think of us as wild individuals. And so that predictive behavior, it's like the misinformation is going on out here with the attack on our democracy.
Right.
Feeding them something over and over and over again, knowing that the outcome is going to be a result of us protesting, putting actors in there for us to get violent, saying that we're destroying the neighborhood and things, you know.
Sort of like we was preconditioned for the situation, right?
Exactly.
Do you think that was going on in suburb areas at Popeye's restaurant?
No.
So for me, I felt like you made this crowd or whatever, you made this chicken to be so popular. Everyone was talking about it. But then when it came into the in neighborhoods, you made sure you sold out of it. It was like you wanted to see a reaction out of these people.
Yes.
See, what they really did was they made just enough so people can be, acting a fool. That's the way they did it. They made just enough to sell out, and let's watch how these people carry on over a chicken sandwich. And that's exactly what we did.
Exactly. So I'm gonna read the definition one more time for predictive programming. Predictive programming is conditioning of the human mind, wherein a subtle form of psychology conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with the planned societal change to implement by our leaders, as described by Alan Watt. Who is Alan Watt? Alan Watt is a Canadian author, comedian, actor, and lecturer and screenwriter. So in other words, he works with the media. So he would be well informed on the topic at hand.
So, whereas, it's any good like businessman or businesswoman or establishment that you have to promote your product. So I always say leave them wanting more. So you in that situation, I'm going to give you just enough. I'm going to give you just enough. And if the lines are around the corner, that tells everybody that, oh, this is worth coming out for. Look they stayed in long lines and stuff like that. People don't get in long lines like that to vote, for things that have more purpose.
They do, but they don't.
Not like that. Not like that. There ain't nobody got body slammed because they couldn't put their vote in. I mean, that was just one example of it. There was someone else. I mean, they just went straight WWE because that was a lady that got body slammed. It was another one that got suplexed. So I don't know if these people was trying out for wrestling or whatever the situation was, but they were serious.
Right.
It was just chaos over the chicken, exactly like the cartoon that predicted it 8 years before. Dukes, I think your mic's on mute.
I think that there was other things that were predicted or shown on.
We're gonna get into some of them, Dukes. We got some more. I got more stuff for you.
Yeah, it seems like it's always the cartoons that come out with this first, and then it happens in real life.
Yes. Absolutely.
Sometimes it's the cartoon, sometimes it's music, sometimes it's TV shows, movies. Alan Watts stated that the concept was based on the power of suggestion, using the media of fiction to create a desired outcome, thereby using manipulation and mind control to lessen the public resistance if these incidents actually put through, as they are already familiarized with these moments, like the chicken sandwich from the cartoon. Do you think that the media influences your thought process, Uncle Rob?
No, I don't think so.
Uncle T, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think media informs you, because without the media informing you, you wouldn't know nothing. And they be doing stuff behind your back, like they doing with the women's right to have an abortion. It's just ridiculous. And I think every man should stand up for a woman's right, because a lot of women, are not gonna have rights. It's gonna be like slavery days and stuff like that, and as far as people, you're gonna really be, careful of who you laying down with, because if you get pregnant by that person, you're not gonna have the option to get rid of this baby, and it's almost like they're forcing women to have babies to keep you in the keep you in the rut, so you never excel to be something. They want to keep you, down. They don't want you. They don't even want women. They don't even want women to be president. They don't want women to be nothing. They want
not to get off subject, Uncle T. When you said at the beginning, the media they give you the things to believe in, so you do believe that the media influences.
They know.
Your thought
process. They tell the truth of what information they know, or what they gather. They're telling you what they know. But you got the people who's being exposed. Oh, nah, that's fake. That's fake. It's not, because they don't want you to know. So they're gonna say that it's not true, it's fake. and to keep you from being wise to what they doing.
Tanya, would you like to give your opinion? Do you think that the media influences your thought process?
I watch the news every day, and I can watch it throughout the day, all day long. That's how I get my information on what's going on in the world. Things that people that's going through life every day most people don't really think about, like what's going on in Ukraine. And we're thinking about it now because it's in our face. But you don't realize that it's really autocracy versus democracy. These people over here, Putin is a authoritarian, and Trump wanted that here for the U.S. because he's infatuated with that type of leadership. So they systematically did suggestive thinking by saying that the election was fraud, and they're chipping away at the democracy, and got this misinformation out there where people are believing. Half of the country is believing one thing and the other half is believing the other thing. And in all the confusion, people don't realize that the democracy, our rights are being chipped away from us to lead into a totalitarian regime.
Control. All right, anybody that's just joining us tonight, we are talking about predictive programming. I don't know if you heard that term before, but my question is right now, do you think that the media influences your thought process? Bird, would you like to share?
Yeah, I mean the media, I honestly don't even watch the news. I'm probably the only person here out of tune with what's going on in the world right now because the world don't pay my bills and I don't give a shit what's going on in the world if they don't help me. So that's my thought process. I am not influenced personally by media and the influences that they attempt to program ourselves to behave or believe or to live by. So my answer is no, media does not influence my thought process at all because I'm out of touch with the media.
Can I interject a little bit?
Yes, you may.
So what is going on in the world does affect us. The war is affecting our gas prices, which is increasing your heating bill, your electricity bill. So it does affect you in some way. I believe that it does influence us in some ways if you're not mature enough to look at other things besides one form of media.
No, I totally agree. I want to add in G. Sorry, I'm late, guys. But I do want to say that when I wasn't mature enough, and I will say that going to Miami at 18, shout out to therapy. I noticed at maybe 27 that through therapy, I had a Miami. It's literally called the Miami effect. It's an effect where you feel the need to be number one, top dog. You need to look good, nails done, toes done, plastic surgery. Your butt needs to look good. You need to be working out every day. Everybody's working out. Everybody's beautiful. You know what I mean? And then I come to a totally different area where it's cold outside, right? Nobody's really worried about a bikini body, or it was very different. And it was a culture shock, but it was also a maturity thing as well. Like, oh, like, I don't care about that. I don't care about what I look like. I don't care if I got a little fupa over COVID. And so it is a maturity thing, but it does control us. We see all these little girls trying to be Kim K. We see all these women getting their mommy makeovers. Who you getting a mommy makeover for? Your body is supposed to transition and be different. So I do believe, yeah, media can control you a lot. It controls your buying habits. That's why we love Amazon, right? Amazon's backed up right now.
Add to what you were saying, because the music for the young men, aside from the women, they all want.
I mean, if you got all the music telling you to be the best, that's why there was a funny joke I saw on Facebook in a Facebook group when everybody goes to Miami in the summertime or on vacation. This one guy said, hey, when you coming from a different state, know your place, because you coming to Miami. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know that when you come to Miami, you're going to see the best of the best. So whoever you are out in Chicago, you better come right, because we got the best of the best out here. So I will say media does control you. Again, shopping habits. You know, you see that ad. Oh my gosh, that's super cool. Let me get it. TikTok has gotten me so many times, you know, just because you see something that's cool, you get the video with it. Next thing you know, it's probably not even a product that you needed. Right. So it is when it comes to the news, when it comes to our economy. So everybody's very right on everything they said, but that's just my little tidbit.
I think, can I just add on to this a little bit?
Yes,
I think that influence is two different types of people, and I don't want to feel like I'm making just
You breaking up.
Yeah, Jalela, your phone is breaking up.
Hold on Wi-Fi. I'm not. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
I think it does a couple of things. Yes, I think it can influence you in a bit, but I also think a lot of the media, and when I say media, I'm talking about social media, that influences a different generation. Social media don't move me. I don't come from an era of social media. My older cousins that I look up to, they don't come from an era of social media. We will fly without social media. Well, all, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it influences a certain generation.
Right.
It does. Right. The media, it influences the news. Yes. I want to know what's going on in my community. I make sure that the kids that I'm raising them in a good neighborhood. I'm not letting them succumb to certain shit that's going on in the world. Yes, that influences me, but not social. If that, I guess it's
well, I'm with Bert. I stopped watching the news.
I thought I was the only one that did that.
Yeah, so you guys don't watch the news no more,
yeah,
huh?
I get Kiana tell you all the time. She's on me all the time about I need to watch the news because one day we're gonna walk out the house or walk right into sun. I ain't gonna know what's going on out there.
And that's what people tell me all the time. But I feel the news for me. I don't know about anybody else. It's depressing. You know, when I sit down and watch the news, it's just nothing but negative stuff.
That's what I
all
said.
Day long. Like I can get up in the morning at 6 o'clock when I did watch the news and watch the news at 6 o'clock in the morning. When I come home 6 o'clock in the evening and watch the news, I used to find myself stuck on the bed for a whole hour watching the news. But it was all depressing, which started making my anxiety worse. So whether like I'm worrying about everything that's going on in the world, like
You know what? It's story time. I'm gonna share something with y'all. So I think, all right. So shout out to Kiana. She'll tell you this right now. But I'll tell you this. If it wasn't for Kiana, I wouldn't know what's going on in some things in the news and some other people other than what I get on my Apple on that app. But I'd rather get the play-by-play from her because I know she's going to give it to me straight, no chaser, no commercials. It's not watered down. I'm getting it for what it is. But I say that to you to say this. The last time I really watched the news and I was a captive participant or audience was when they stormed the Capitol house or whatever that was, Capitol building.
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat. And I heard it was me and Robin, we was on the phone. And we're always on the phone, but not watching no news. But we was like tuned in like it was 9/11 all over again. So what I couldn't understand was, and maybe it's because where we grew up, but when there was a question about gunshots, I told Robin 10 minutes before they announced on TV, I said, oh, that was just a gun. Someone got shot. Then 10 minutes later, was that gunfire? I'm like, yeah. And then the next thing you know, they said someone got killed.
You and Robin was on the phone.
You was on the phone too, Timmy? See?
Yes. I was on the phone with you.
See, it was all three of us on the phone. And that's the last time I watched the news like that with interest. Other than that, I really didn't care. Wait. No. let me go back. I did watch the news when Donald Trump was on. Despite his views, he was entertaining for me. I knew Donald Trump was must-see television because anytime I get to see somebody there is so-called a prominent man make an ass of himself, then I enjoy it. Bring on the popcorn, soda, and everything else. But that's my story.
Now, speaking of phones and TV and devices, technology, do you guys feel like it's getting harder and harder to maintain privacy? Anybody want to jump?
Absolutely. Every time
there is no
You
privacy.
never have no privacy. It's a false reality.
Pops up about exactly what it is I was talking about. Absolutely, there is no privacy on these phones.
No, especially if you're getting on Facebook and Instagram and stuff.
One at a time, please. One.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Patsy.
Yeah, like if you're on like social media, putting your stuff out there. That's why I say, like, as a woman, I don't put a lot of personal information out there. You know, like I'll put a little bit of tidbits, like something positive I'm doing. You know, but if I'm going to the doctor or I'm having a bad moment with my other half or my family or whoever it is I'm having a bad day with, I'm not putting that out on social media. That's not for someone to know and to put their 2 cents into my business. I want to put something that's positive. You know, and not this he say, she say coming out my mouth or on what I'm texting and stuff, you know? I'd rather be positive with stuff, you know? So this whole social media is like, whatever. I'm not into that. And, you know, like, I do get my news from the TV and not social media. Social media is out the window when it comes down to real news, you know?
All right, I'm gonna read this statement.
I'm like, no news off of that.
I'm gonna read this statement for you guys. Predictive programming is being used by the government to control the citizens and have all private information about them or any other things that they want to happen in the future. This is achieved through movies, TV shows portraying futuristic gadgets that are used to control the audience. Does this sound familiar to you guys? You guys know any futuristic gadgets that was displayed in TV shows or cartoons, movies?
Your phone.
Cell phones.
Your phone. Your phones is the gadget. The phone is what they control you on. Why do you think everybody in the world got cell phones now? First, it was landline phones. One country got started using cell phones, had the whole country overseas using cell phones, and then it just spread it.
So I always thought about the on the Jetsons. I don't know, I'm probably showing my age. But on the cartoon where they had the sidewalk that was moving, I was like, they need to invent that. And here it is at the airport.
In the airport, definitely.
At the airport.
Yeah, when I went to Universal, I was on a moving sidewalk, and it's like, yo, this damn sidewalk's slow. I could walk faster than that. But people was like really like on it, having long conversations. They was doing business deals and everything. And it's like, can we get off and walk around this? But once you get on it, you know, you try to hop up, everybody looking at you like you crazy. Why wouldn't you just enjoy the ride?
So it's safe to say the Jetsons definitely got people ready for moving floors.
Yeah,
of course.
Right.
They already working and already promoting the damn Zoom phone and whatnot. They got a Zoom phone, and you ain't got nothing else but just you can talk to people and see them. That person
actually FaceTime, Uncle D. I know what you're talking about. I mean, Uncle T.
No. They got a new phone.
Bird, I think
that's
the
about to
music's
come
on.
out. It's called Zoom phone.
We was watching a movie just recently, Vanilla Skies. Remember Gregory? And it
Yep.
had the hologram in the movie, and we was trying to figure out hologram wasn't even out then.
Yes,
when
and it was
that
a very
going
old
on.
movie.
Right.
And then next thing you know, Tupac comes years later
Right.
with the hologram performing in front of everybody. So these are examples of predictive programming.
Yeah, but even before that, the Jetsons had that.
Yeah,
they had
You're right, David.
holograms.
They did.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
did.
The
they sure
Jetsons had
did.
that.
Yeah,
They did. And they had screen
they
time.
sure did.
They had screen time too.
Yeah.
all right. Face and retina scans were shown in popular detective movie scenes before they truly existed to detect a person's facial recognition. Now we have them embedded in our phones as a means of protection. A wrist radio called the Dick Tracy watch allowed to keep in touch with our bodies. Several years later, we are bestowed with the Apple watches that have access to our personal information. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, your medical information.
It's basically facial recognition and the wristwatch, the Dick Tracy watch. I don't know if you guys know about the Dick Tracy watch.
It's the Dick Tracy show.
Yeah, I never watched that, so I'm new to that one.
That was before your time.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's definitely it's the iWatch right now, the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
It's out
But,
there.
but
Save
see,
lives. It also
see,
saves lives. You know, I bought my mom one because she's
one at a time. Uncle T, let Jalila talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
the Apple Watches. I get that they, it's programming, but for me, for my parents, now that they get into their old age, I bought them one because keeping up with their doctor schedules and this one, fainting at work and then calling me and that, it's like now that I got them Apple Watches, when they go to the doctor and they don't know what's going on, that Apple Watch tells the doctor what their blood pressure's been and what they, you know what I'm saying,
Can I
sugars
ask a
been and what
question?
because it just, so there's a minus and I guess there's a plus to it all.
Yeah, it
I
goes
ask
back
a
to the
question?
privacy. Go ahead, Uncle D.
That's not me. That's Kevin.
That's Bird.
Kevin.
Yes.
Oh, Killer, go ahead, Killer.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Why do y'all think they made Facebook?
Well, Facebook is a part of the media, so I would think that was the first attempt to profile everybody. Because I was gonna ask you guys, have you ever had your phone or your watch on and you walk out of a place and then they ask you about how was your visit to the store or come back
I
again
have
to
that all the
Target?
time.
Right. I can shop
have
on
my
Macy's. I can be online and my email is not even hooked up to my Facebook. I could be on my work email, shop on Macy's, and then I go on Facebook. It got the ad there next to my profile Macy's, like basically showing me what I just was looking for on another site.
Yeah. See, this is why they created Facebook, so they can monitor everyone. So when you guys put all your information on Facebook, meaning your name, your date of birth, all of these things that they look into. So when things happen, this is how the fastest way they track you is through Facebook.
Yep, tracking.
Now if they're monitoring you, they're monitoring your Facebook because they know everyone tunes in every day on Facebook. So every day that you tune in, from the time that you wake up and tune into Facebook, they're watching your every move.
And it actually lets you know who you're connected to and what you
All
like to
that.
do, what posts you like, what interests you. So it's
if
about
you don't
programming.
want your life, if you don't want your life to be publicized, then you need to not have these social networks that you're on to put your stuff out there. I don't care if you say dog doodled on a stick. Facebook know you said dog doodled on a stick. The government know that you said dog doodled on a stick. You guys ain't getting it. So
yes, there's definitely a part of the predictive programming, Killer.
Now
Well,
we
once
went
you
from
have
not having
it,
telephone. We went from not having telephones. Okay, we went to going to the corner using a payphone. We went from a beeper to a payphone to now phones that you carry around with, where they track your every movement on your phone. Anywhere you go, it's a detached thing that could tell people where you're at. You know that?
Well, let's talk about it. Cell phones. Have you seen those in movies before they came out with them?
Yeah.
We haven't never seen them.
Of course. Yes, we
Before I
did.
went-
Seen them in the movies. Yeah, we Everything that you see in the movies or
cell phones came in
They're
2000.
conditioning you to get ready for it.
Cell
That's
phones
right.
came in
That's
the
what
year
they tell you.
the year 2000. Cell phones came in. This is 22 years later. Okay, we're talking 22 years later.
no,
Cell phones came in.
been out.
Cell phones was in
Been
before
out.
damn
They
2000.
came out in 2000.
No,
Nah,
the
they was
first
out
cell
No,
phone
they
before
was
used to
in
be
2000.
huge.
1980s. It was
They
in the
used to
80s,
be
the
huge.
first cell phone.
Cell
That's
phones
right.
wasn't around in no 80s.
Yes,
Yes,
it
they
was.
were.
It was.
Hell
They
My
no.
minimized
uncle
it.
That's what it is.
my
Hell
They have it
uncle
in
no.
the cars.
my
Yes,
uncle
They
had a
Yeah.
never
cell
had
phone
no
in his
cell
car.
phones in the 80s. They had
Yes,
All right.
beepers.
yes,
Hold
they
on.
did.
Hold on,
In the
y'all.
mid '80s, there One were person cell at a phones. In the time. mid
There
'80s,
never
there were
was a
cell
cell
phones.
phone in the 80s.
Yes,
Okay, let me stop you
there
right
was.
there. I'm
There
gonna
was a
stop.
cell
Let me
phone.
I'm
show him.
50 years old. I never seen cell phones in the 80s.
Hold
I'm
on.
about to show
Let
you
me
You didn't
something.
explain to
see
you,
it,
big
don't
dog.
mean that it wasn't. Just
Wait,
because
But
let,
you
back
Big
didn't see
dog,
it,
they
don't
had
mean
a
that it
cell
wasn't.
phone. It was
in the
huge.
80s.
Google
let me show
say
you
the
something.
first
It was
cell
huge.
phone was 1973, to be correct.
It was
Yeah, but
huge.
wait a
Right.
minute.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
wait, stop.
Look
Kevin.
at the damn James Bond
Not
movies.
in our
All that
country.
shit is coming to
Hold
life.
on.
Yes.
Not in
Wait,
our
Predictive
country.
programming, James Bond.
wait. Kevin,
Not
did
in
you
our
used to
country.
Kevin, you used to watch
Yeah.
wrestling, right?
I used to go to wrestling.
You
The
remember
Boston
Paul
Gardens.
you remember Paulie Dangerously?
I remember all of them.
He carried a
Ric
cell
Flair,
phone.
Bob Backlund, all of them.
Paulie Dangerously carried a cell phone. That's when he would hit people in the head with.
Yep.
That
It
was
was the
in
big
the
things.
80s.
First,
Those
oh
those
yeah,
big
they
ass
did.
But
phones.
My
pocket
fault. They used to
handheld
make
cell
them
phones,
big
you would
ass
see them
cell
in
phones.
cartoons or movies
That's
They
before
look
right.
that.
like
You know.
they look like
Yeah,
cordless phones.
yeah, them
The
big ass
original
cell
cordless
phones.
phones.
My fault. I forgot. They used to have the big
Yes, they
ass
was
cell phones in
huge.
the 80s.
Yeah, that's
And
what
if
I'm
you had
Yes,
one of
saying.
huge
them, you
cell
had
phones.
money.
The
The
bottom
only
flipped
way
That's
you
out.
could have
right.
got one of them phones back in the day if you had money.
You have money, no doubt.
Exactly. Patsy
If you
told
didn't
y'all
have
that y'all
money, you
couldn't hear
didn't
her because
have
y'all
one.
was yelling
Yeah,
over each
everybody
other.
was yelling at each other.
Patsy said
No,
it.
Exactly.
no,
Like
that's true. No, that's true.
if you
That's
had
true.
money, you could afford that. But common people like us, we couldn't afford that $3,000-4,000 for those big, huge ass phones
Yes.
they had back in the day.
You had
You
to
know,
have
when
money to
we
have
were
one.
growing up. You know?
You had to have money to have one.
Exactly.
If you
The
didn't have
government had
money,
them
you didn't
first.
have one. Only the
Shanisha
drug
Jermaine's
only
father was
the
the
drug
first
dealers
one.
had those. Not even people who worked a 9 to 5 had those.
Hold on,
Yes,
Drug
sir.
dealers
killer,
had those.
My
killer. But
uncle
this was
had
the
a cell
point.
phone. My
The
uncle
point.
had a cell phone in his car. Tanisha and Jermaine's father was the first person that had a cell phone while he was picking us up from middle school.
Now
And
I
here's
do
the thing.
remember that.
Now here's the thing
The
about
point
that.
is that they was getting you ready for these new technologies in movies through the media and things, you know, as such. Even
And
though
we
they had
wasn't
the giant
prepared
cell
for it.
phone, they didn't
And we
have the
wasn't
pocket
prepared
held
for it.
the handheld pocket cell phone.
Let me tell you, when I was in
You couldn't just pick up those phones neither back in those days and just make a call. You got your feelings hurt because those was expensive phone calls back then. Wasn't like now where you can hear anybody your phone.
Don't call me till
listen, back in 1989, when school first started bringing computers into the school, 87, 89.
Yeah, you wrong again, bro.
What
You
year did
wrong
they
again,
start bringing
bro.
computers in?
They
Well,
brought computers in
My
middle
elementary
school
school
at the
had my
SAM. At
elementary
the
school
SAM.
had
well,
computers.
Timmy, he's
Nah, it wasn't
talking
no
on,
89.
he's talking on,
It was like
he's
83,
Hey, little Timmy,
84.
can you put up that slide for me?
88. I just said
Wait,
87 through
wait.
89. I remember when they first came, I was in high school. I used to skip the computer class because I thought I didn't need it.
Don't ever do that.
Yep. See, that's why you didn't know, Kev, because you was
Blow it up
skipping the
for us.
class. But we had computers doing graphic stuff in middle school. That's when computers first started coming to life in middle school.
Well, I first introduced to computers in high school. And I remember I used to cut that class because I didn't think I needed a computer. I said, I don't need no computer. This was damn near 30 years ago.
I have to disagree. Computers. We had computers in. Well, I did go to predominantly white school, but
that's what I was about to say, Chi.
we had computers in the early 80s when I was in elementary school.
I know we did because when I went to the Robert
high school in the 80s.
We
I was
had
in high
that.
school in the 80s.
We had those. It depends on where you went to school, what your experience was.
I went to Charlestown High.
What type of
I went to Charlestown High.
We had them when we was in elementary.
And in 87, I had a computer class that I used to skip all the time.
I think the first
I used to just skip it.
I think the first
because I didn't think I needed it.
We didn't just have it in our school. We used to have a bus
at home.
Pull up. We used to have a bus that would pull up outside of our school, and we used to do fun activities on that part of the computer bus. But yeah, we was in elementary school.
We had a computer. We had a computer in our home.
We knew things was changing. We knew that. We knew that things was changing.
Killer. That
we just
the
never
point of
paid
tonight's
heed
conversation. The things that are changing. Are you being preconditioned to change into this way? Are you being ready for the new
that's
technology?
why that adapt or perish thing is so much crucial right now. This is why I've been telling Rob, like, you can make $1 million off this adapt or perish thing, because the slogan itself can catch anybody worldwide. Okay, because if you don't adapt to the modern day time, you're not going to make it out here. If you're not adapt to the modern day times, you're not going to make it. Period.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the next topic, y'all, because this is what happened too. But little Timmy, can you blow that picture up a little bigger for us?
Yeah, I see it.
Y'all can see it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about 9/11. An ad in 1968 where the front page of the newspaper had a plane flying through two identical buildings. This ad was published by realtors to show that they will construct two tall skyscrapers that weren't popular back then.
You know why 9/11 happened?
Hold on, let me finish, Killer. A clip from 1997 Ghostbusters cartoon showed two twin buildings merely collapsing in the dust. Another example of 9/11 predictions was seen in the Iron Man cartoon when the two twin towers were destroyed. You still don't believe in predictive programming?
Yes, I believe all of that, because my son, before COVID hit, my son was showing me shit on that boondock shit that was saying the Chinese were saying COVID was coming, and it was showing all of this shit.
No, I believe that was The Simpsons. I know exactly what you're talking about. The Simpsons. We're gonna talk about
my 8-year-old son was showing me this on the internet about 2 years back, before COVID came in heavy. He was showing me this shit on a Chinese fucking cartoon. He was showing it to me.
The Simpsons.
And then when all this shit happened, I remember him showing it to me. So I asked him, I was like, yo, who was you on that was showing you was showing me about all this shit that's happening right now. He went back to it and showed it to me. I was like, oh shit, this shit is fucking crazy. But it's real life. It's real life.
Well, I know what you're referring to, the cartoon, The Simpsons.
And the
they
same
actually
reason, and listen, the same reasons are going on now is we've been at war for over decades over this oil. Oil is the major fucking thing in all of these fucking countries. Okay? Bush went, that's why the towers got hit, because of the oil. Bush went over there and stole all their oil so he can get rich before he left office. So them motherfuckers over there that he went over there and destroyed their country to take their oil, they flew 2 planes into New York City. That shit's 3 hours from us. 4 hours down the road. 2 big ass planes hit the fucking thing in New York City. If that's not
listen,
no
Killer,
shit,
they invested in the
anybody
building,
who
big
lived
dog.
and witnessed that, anybody that lived through that, who witnessed that, are traumatized. Believe me when I tell you.
TSD.
The Simpsons predicted Trump president 20 years ago.
No, hold on. I was going to get into that. Look, if you've seen the slide.
Huh?
What happened to Gregory?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why you keep muting me. Somebody keeps muting me, but Will Timmy, put the slide back up, please. So in the slide that I was showing, if you could clearly see Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
At the bottom, scroll up. This is for 9/11, New York, right there in the right corner. But you can also see most of the stuff that I was talking about, the Beavis and Butthead.
That shit could happen downtown Boston. That shit.
Go ahead, Gregory.
So these things basically were well before 9/11. This is 1968, 1997. And this is just another example of predictive programming. In 2013, DJ Creek made a song called Pandemic before the pandemic actually happened. But getting back to the Simpsons, Lil T, I got a clip.
There's been other pandemics. There's been other pandemics before COVID.
Right. There's always a pandemic. There's always a pandemic with
yeah, we had
if you guys can, I would like you guys to listen to that song after this. It's DJ Creek. It's called Pandemic. And he describes exactly what happened to us in 2020. So, and the song was made in 2013. It's just another example of predictive programming. I got a clip from The Simpsons. If you don't believe in predictive programming, like Bird was just saying, it's a clip of the president, your 45th president, I believe.
Yep.
Go ahead, run it, Lil T.
I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer.
Yep.
That's
now,
crazy.
you see
He
how the
was
sign
coming down
dropped
the
in real life?
escalators the same way.
Watch. The sign drops in the cartoon, too.
That
so
is
it's hard.
crazy.
It's hard to say this isn't predictive programming.
Can we get a little verbal like description for any of our visual impaired viewers, participants?
So basically, Donald Trump is riding down the escalator, and a guy that's in the crowd drops his sign while he's going down the escalator. But they make the same hand motions and everything in the cartoon, and the person drops the sign in the cartoon too, like they did in real life.
Do
and
you
this
think
is years before Donald Trump becomes president.
Do you think Donald Trump watched that episode and reenacted it the same way, that it was on The Simpsons because they did it?
Somebody informed him. Somebody informed him. He's too stupid.
Or it could be the same exact way. That's not the only time The Simpsons have did that though. They even predicted the people running in the White House to a T. They had the same guy with the the Viking hat on, and he had on red, white, and blue face paint.
That's
he got
crazy.
arrested. They had it on the cartoon before it happened in real life.
So here's my reasoning to this.
To spin the defibrillator over.
If there's not a conspiracy of sorts that's taking place, I feel like that it's the good old boys at work again, and they're like pulling the strings. And I feel like that these individuals are the ones that's controlling the predictive programming, and they also are the ones that are organizing the sieges, so to speak, like the Capitol building, and they staged the election. Also, you guys, y'all, when we talking about Donald Trump, don't forget Donald Trump started predicting way before the second election for his second term that they was going to. Let me finish. That they was going to cheat him out the election. So again, he was preconditioning the people to think a certain way. Now, if he lost or won because of whatever reason, I feel like that was another form of, like I said, predicting and preconditioning people. Like, so then when it did go wrong and he did not win, then he can say, okay, I see, I told you. But also, Donald Trump was
also hit it right on the nose.
Also, Donald Trump was the first one. Donald Trump was also the first one to tell you guys, use the term fake news, fake news. I don't want to give him too much credit, but it's almost like the person that knows he's going down, he pulled a Nino Brown. He told y'all this is bigger than me. He started telling on everybody. So when he was like fake news, he was giving y'all an inside information about stuff that really exists. They do have the ability to control what you see and what you hear.
Right.
Same way when they're describing something that happens in the urban communities, they use certain words so that it makes you feel a certain way about the individual.
Yep.
Now think about that.
Yep.
Now, you guys, if you guys think that was staged with the Donald Trump thing, I got one more.
Hold on, Gregory.
Go ahead,
I wanted to say something. Donald Trump only say news is fake when they talking the truth about him, then it's fake. But if they talking something about somebody else, he believes that is real. But it's fake when they're talking the truth about him. That's the bottom line with him.
And the other thing is that whatever he portrays on somebody else of doing, that's what he's doing. He's talking about it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you
That's
guys
how he
feel
got
like
Hillary out the way.
You guys feel like Donald Trump just reenacted that whole scene from The Simpsons?
But I don't know how he would.
I feel like Donald Trump
sign dropped the same way in the cartoon. So it's like, did he tell that man to drop his sign? And when he was going down the escalators or whatever, like they said Donald sent him over there. So did he tell them to dress up like that?
He's a narcissist. He's a narcissistic person, so I would not put anything past him.
Yeah.
And he has already
he's narcissistic.
That's what I said. And as David said, there is he's already saying that if he might not be old enough to run in 2024. So he's already putting his thing out so that if he doesn't win, it was because he wasn't
healthy.
So he's already hedged his bets either way.
He don't want them to know that. He don't want them to know about his health, because if they know about his health, they're gonna go with Ron DeSantis, who he just spies because he's running. He don't like competition.
No.
So Ron DeSantis is competition to him. So anybody that's competition, he try to talk down on them. Oh, they're rhinos, they this and that. That's
All
because
right, I
you
got
don't
one
want.
more crazy clip, y'all, before we end this thing. And because I see that you guys think that somehow this might have been a little bit staged, but this is a clip from Comedy Central. Hold on, let me finish reading it. This is a clip from Comedy Central that depicts Kobe Bryant in a fiery helicopter crash in a 20 series cartoon called The Legends of Chamberlain Heights. This is in 2016, and Kobe died later. Go ahead, run it, Lil T.
Oh, shit! It's Kobe Bryant! Help me. Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out. Pass? These were Shaq's...
All right, how did you guys feel about that clip? That was fine.
It's sick.
This happened before Kobe's death, just like the Donald Trump election, y'all.
Yeah.
These people are putting things right in front of your eyes. And also, they made 2 trophies after Kobe Bryant died in his name. So them to have the 2 trophies there, just give us the trophies before you pass. And he passed, and the 5 rings. It was all crazy.
Can I ask y'all a question? How many people died in that plane accident?
7.
Like 6 or 7.
7.
I thought it was 8.
7.
7. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like it was him and his daughter's friend and her parent, and then another,
And
parent
then you got in the pilot.
Can I ask y'all a question? Did they or did they not refer to Kobe's daughter and that the other young lady as the MVPs of that team? Then I thought I heard something like that, right? Something along the sorts, right?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
here's the similarities, right? You got Kobe Bryant. You got 2 MVP trophies. I was equating that to the fact that those 2 girls was referred to as the MVPs. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the comparison, what I was talking about. So is the trophies a symbol of the 2 young ladies that passed away in it? I mean, it's just crazy. It's rather wicked if you think about it.
Right.
It was 4 adults. It was 4 adults.
It really makes you wonder, or whatever. The same way I be thinking about the movies, or whatever. You got the story from somewhere. Mm-hmm. Like the way they say the world's gonna end the day after tomorrow. Movies like that. Like you came up with this story from somewhere. So it's like it makes you really wonder.
Is it rigged, right?
We wrestle. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against wicked from higher places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Principalities.
Now, with Kobe's thing, his accident was just like with Aaliyah. The pilot had no business flying. Just like Aaliyah, that pilot had no business flying.
Well, they also say that the Queen of the Damn movie predicted Aaliyah's death because she burns and she turns into stone and burns and falls into ashes the same way she got blown up on a plane.
Wait, stop. Say that again. The Queen of the Damn?
The Queen of the Damn. They try to say that was predictive programming too. The ending of the movie is the same way her life ended.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
So
people try to connect things and
would you say Tupac's death was predictive programming as well?
He always talked about him dying in all his music.
Right, Machiavelli and stuff like that. Like he said those words in his music.
But he was a young Black man, so most Black men didn't think they were going to make it to a very old age.
That's true. Right.
Yeah, but what's even sicker
Machiavelli
about that,
practicing staging his death and coming back to life. So
so a lot of people are still waiting.
That was the real Machiavelli.
That's why that's why everybody's waiting for the other part of the prophecy. They're waiting for him to return. But hear this and hear me clear. If such a thing ever did happen, you would see how the judicial system will handle him with the swiftness, and it will not be no ticket parade for him. He's going to jail.
Exactly.
So you did
after
that is
10 years of
prediction.
faking your death, you're supposed to be okay to come back.
No, you ain't. Not with society. Not with society.
Not with Uncle Sam. You done missed some taxes. They're gonna come
That's right.
Biggie.
Well, wouldn't his people be paying for his estate right now?
They will be, but see, when you are of a certain color and a certain gender in America, you will be made an example of.
I was gonna say, Uncle D, are we waiting for the second part of that prophecy?
I think they are.
Tretch say that he's in Cuba. I seen 50 Cent say he's in Cuba. I seen a lot of rappers say Tupac's alive. He's in Cuba.
He got relatives over in Cuba.
Yeah,
well, I wouldn't be mad at all if he was to come back to us. So, but not at all. Like if he faked his death for a reason, that was for his reasons. But if he was to show his face and come back on the set, I wouldn't be protesting it.
He's dead though.
Tupac is dead.
He's dead. He's dead.
All right. So
they wanted to make him immortal like Elvis. They said if they could talk about Elvis, why can't we say Tupac's still alive?
Well, they say Elvis is still alive too.
That's what I'm telling you.
Get back.
But let's get back to my point is of this meeting tonight. To be mindful of what you watch and what you hear, and don't dismiss it. After all, it might be able to come to fruition. And again, I'm G Lacey. This has been Think About It Thursday. You guys remember to think about it.